Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello? Yes, clearly.
Hi, my name is Carl. What's your name?
My name is Elon Chen. You can call me Elon for convenience.
Okay. How are you today?
I think it's a great day. I just keep walking and at night I study English and enhance my speaking skills. I think I have impressed my English skills, so I think it's a great day.
So, what time is it where you are?
It's about 2:30 in the morning.
Okay. 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And where do you live?
I'm in Beijing, the capital of China.
In Beijing. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so hello, Jennifer.
Hello, teacher. Sorry I'm late.
Concrete.
That's okay. What time is it where you are?
I'm in Budapest, Hungary, and the right time
Okay.
is 7:32.
7:32.
Yes, p.m.
Concrete.
Is that AM or PM? Okay, PM
p.m. Yes.
in
evening.
Hungary.
Concrete.
Yes.
Okay. So I am in Texas.
Oh.
And it's
Six?
1:30 in the afternoon
Oh.
in Texas. 1:30 in the afternoon.
Concrete.
So we're from all over the world.
Yeah, indeed.
That's pretty cool. So
yes, I
Elon,
love
are you
Texas. Yeah.
you like Texas?
Please. Yes, please go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. So Elon, are you a morning person or a night
Actually,
person?
to be honest, I'm not a morning person. I think I'm a night person.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I feel
Night person.
yeah energetic in the night.
Okay, you get a lot done at nighttime.
Yeah. I mean,
What about you, Jennifer?
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Did you have something else, Elon?
I just say that I feel energetic at night. That's it.
Yeah. Energetic at night. What do you think, Jennifer? You're a morning person or a night person? Morning person.
I'm a morning person. Yes.
How can you tell?
Because you wrote at morning 5:30, I will wake up.
Okay, so you wake up really early.
Yes, since middle school.
Okay. I'm the same way. I'm a morning person. I woke up early my whole life.
Oh my God.
Since I was a little kid.
Have a rest? Oh.
Insomnia.
But I think
so we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I think it's very hard for me to be a morning person. The reason is that I always have insomnia, and so it's very hard for me to get up.
Insomnia.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so it's hard to go to sleep, so it's hard to get up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think morning people typically don't have insomnia.
Yeah.
Night people have insomnia.
Yeah.
So we're going to be discussing death. And we're going to talk and sharing and talking about death. So let's see. Jennifer, can you read our learning objectives?
Okay, learning objectives. Today we are going to learn how to talk to our kids about a serious yet unavoidable topic, death. We will also discuss the importance of doing so. Feel free to share any Feel free to share any parenting stories during the class. Let's get started.
Yeah, so do you have kids, Jennifer?
Yes, I have two daughters.
Okay, and how old are they?
One is 7, the other one is 5.
So 11, did you say?
No? 7.
No. 7, okay. 7 and 5. And what about you, Elon? Do you have kids?
Not yet.
Not
I'm
yet.
married, but we don't have
Okay.
we don't have kids yet.
Okay, but you want to have kids in the future.
Of course, maybe I want to have
Okay.
a boy and a girl in the future.
A boy and a girl. Okay, a
Yeah.
son and a daughter.
Yeah. Indeed.
Okay, so Elon, what do you think are some unavoidable topics parents will have to talk about with their kids? So if you have kids, what are some things you have to talk about? Unavoidable.
Verbal. Well, it's very hard for me to say because I don't have some experience, but I can guess. I could guess that maybe parents should talk something about the death or the people who disappeared uh, in life, and something about the meaning of life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Jennifer? Anything you would add? What are some unavoidable topics?
I think the relationship between uh, parents and children, we need to talk about with kids, and also the gender of each one, also about the sex. Maybe when they up to 8 years, I prefer to tell them these topics.
So say that again. You would have to talk about. You said 3 of them. Sorry, you're kind of cutting
Yes.
out.
Okay. Love and the gender. You see, and
What is gender?
relationship.
What is
It
gender?
means female
Gender.
or male.
Gender.
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 Oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Thank
Okay.
you.
Love, gender, and what else?
And the relationship between parents and kids. And
Between
also,
kids and
I think,
parents.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think they might also have to talk about things like the news. Because
Yes,
sometimes
you're right.
the kids might see something in the news and the parents have to talk to them about it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's unavoidable.
Yes.
So, Jennifer, what do you think is the best way to talk to younger kids about serious things?
I think to describe these kind of serious things more attractive, interesting to explain to young kids, so they have interest to know more about these serious things and have
Okay,
profound.
so it needs to not be
Yes.
boring.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. So, yeah, something to kind of keep them paying attention and think it's important.
Yes.
Okay, Elon, what do you think is the appropriate age for kids to deal with adult issues?
Well, it's very hard to say. It all
What do you
depends.
think?
Yeah, it all depends. I think if the children is old enough, but it's very hard to say because you have to to uh, to judge is it right is the right time to talk to them, such as the something about the gender or the sex thing, sex or the or other things they read from the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, I can say
Yeah,
like
so it's maybe
maybe
individual.
yeah maybe 12, 12 or older.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it's a we can call them teenager after this age.
Yeah, teenagers.
Yeah.
Or adolescents.
Yeah.
Adolescents. Sometimes we refer to this also as being young adults. Young adults.
Yeah.
Okay, let's read our vocabulary. Elon, can you read delicate?
Delicate, needing to be handled with great care or skill. Delicate.
This could probably be like fragile. Fragile.
Fragile.
That might mean breakable. Breakable.
Oh, fragile.
Okay, Jennifer, what is
Fragile.
grieve?
Fragile.
Grieve, to feel or show grief or
Fragile.
sadness.
So this is specifically like sadness related to loss. Grief. And Elon, can you read grasp? Grasp.
Grasp. Grasp. grasp means to understand something that is complicated or difficult. Grasp.
Yeah. To understand. Sometimes we use the phrase to get your head around.
Yeah,
To get your head around something.
to
To
understand.
grasp.
Grasp.
Yeah, to understand or to comprehend. To comprehend. Okay, Jennifer, can you read concrete?
Concrete, relating to or involving specific people, things, or actions rather than general ideas or qualities.
The whole thing about this is that it's specific, not general. So it's specific, not general.
Yeah, concrete.
Concrete. So a lot of times we hear the phrase concrete examples. Concrete examples. That means not general examples like people are good or Chinese food tastes good. It's concrete examples. Concrete, like specific things. Like I like to eat hamburgers with lettuce and tomato. Specific examples. Concrete examples. Okay, Elon, what is a euphemism?
A euphemism.
A euphemism.
A euphemism means a word or phrase used to avoid saying a unpleasant or offensive word.
Yeah, used to avoid saying something else. So this could be like using the word love instead of sex. That way you don't have to say the word sex, you just say the word love instead.
Yeah.
Euphemism.
Or sometimes we might not say a cuss word. We would say a four-letter word. Four-letter word. That means like a bad word you're not supposed to say. A four-letter word.
Yeah.
Okay, and Jennifer, what is broach? It's a verb.
Broach, to begin a discussion of something difficult.
So you'll specifically hear to broach a subject. To broach a subject. Okay, and Elon, can you read memorial?
Memorial. An object made in order to honor a person or event.
Yeah, so this could be like a statue or
memorial,
a wall or even a sign. And then the last one, intimate. Jennifer, can you read intimate?
Intimate, very personal or private.
Yeah, so it could be
Intimate.
like
intimate,
secret, like only for yourself, or only between certain people. Only between certain people. Okay, any questions about the words?
I have a question.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
When we talk about the euphemism, you cite a case that if we want to show something, we don't want to say we will four-letter. Oh, sorry, I understand you mean the.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I misunderstand. I think you mean the full big letter. I
No, not 4 big letters. This is like a lot of the cuss words in English have 4 letters.
Okay, I know. I misunderstand.
So if I said, yeah. So if I said a cuss word, it would be a 4-letter word. If I don't say a cuss word, I could just say a 4-letter word, and you know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I know. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the introduction. I'll read the introduction. Death can occur in many ways. It may be sudden, or it may be the result of a chronic illness. Regardless of the cause of death, this is a delicate topic. Talking with children about death can be even more difficult, especially when parents are grieving themselves and they feel they don't have proper answers at the time. But remember, children are never too young to talk about death, and they need to know about these practicalities. So try to find ways to broach this topic with your children openly and honestly, instead of leaving them alone with fears and misunderstandings about the topic. Okay, any questions here?
Yes, I
No
have one
questions?
question, teacher.
Okay.
Practicalities. Sorry.
Practicalities,
Yes.
yeah.
Practicalities. How can we understand this word?
So that means things that make sense. Maybe we could say things we should do.
Things we should do. Okay.
Things that are practical. Practicalities. Let me give you an example. Like making a list before you go to the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
It's practical. It just helps you save time. You could figure it out, but you might forget something, and it might take longer. So it's better to make a list before.
Is this word
practical?
Is very often in daily life?
The adjective is. The adjective,
Yeah.
practical.
Practical.
Practical is very common. The noun,
also
practicalities, it is not.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Practice is not the same as practical, though. Practice is different.
Okay, thank you.
So we would usually say practical things, not practicalities, but it's the same.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, let's divide this one into 2.
Grocery.
So, Jennifer, can you read number 1?
Okay.
Explaining what happened.
The first step is to explain what happened. As adults, we come to accept and understand that death is part of the life cycle. But for kids, it's much more difficult for them to grasp this aspect of life. While each child and situation will vary, It's good to start by explaining what death is. You should be as concrete as possible, such as saying something like, when a person dies, his body no longer works. The heart stops beating and the rest of the body also shuts down. Thank you.
Okay, and Elon, can you read number 2?
Of course, you should also drive home the fact that death is permanent since many kids do not grasp, grasp, grasp this concept at first. Therefore, it's best to avoid using euphemism, euphemism such as "went to sleep," because despite seeming gentler, gentler, these phrases will likely only confuse your child. In other words, being honest with them by talking openly, yet gently will help open the doors for free flowing communication.
Yeah. So went to sleep is supposedly a gentler way of saying died, but it's confusing to a kid.
Yeah, you're really confused.
Yeah, it could really confuse them for sure. So let's see, Elon, can you read number 1? Expressing feelings.
Okay, expressing feelings. It's necessary to keep in mind that emotions are intense and unpredictable during the grieving process, which means parents should help their kids express themselves. Anger, sadness, happiness, disappointment, confusion,
Hopelessness.
yeah, hopelessness,
Hopelessness, not happiness.
hopelessness. Okay, hopelessness, disappointment, confusion, loneliness, guilt, guilt, and worry are just some of the many emotions kids experience. Yet they often lack the words for expressing them. Parents should ensure their children that having these big emotions is completely natural. It may take your child some time to open up after the death of a loved one. So broach the topic during a time of the day they feel most comfortable.
Yeah. Okay, Jennifer, can you read number 2?
Okay, it's been shown that
3
children
o'clock.
talk more easily about death if it's done in a more kid-like manner, such as through stories using dolls and puppets, drawing pictures, or writing a journal. The approach you choose, the key is to truly listen to what your child has to say.
Yeah, so this is kind of like you were saying earlier, Jennifer, to make it interesting and attractive to them.
Yes.
So, are there any questions about these emotions? Do we know all of these emotions?
No, thank you. No question.
Any questions about the emotions? All right.
No,
Okay, saying goodbye. I'll read this one. Furthermore, saying goodbye is another important part of the grieving process. It often takes children a long time to come to terms with the permanency of death and to say goodbye. This makes it important for parents to find meaningful ways to celebrate the life of their deceased loved one. The first step toward closure typically begins with planning a funeral or memorial service. You can also plan a more intimate and smaller memorial gathering for just close friends and family members. It's encouraged to share funny memories and laughter during this time. Additionally, parents and kids can dedicate a special moment to their deceased loved one or plant a living memorial, such as a garden bed with the loved one's favorite flower or a tree in his or her honor. So, Elon, why would a living memorial be a good idea? What's the point of it being living memorial?
I think it's a good idea to build or have a memorial. I think it's a chance for kids to for kids or their parents to keep a memory of their of the people they love, and I think it's very it's very warm to that in the festival during the festival we can have some event or have some party uh, just just nearby the memorial and to honor the death person
Yeah, we can say to honor the deceased.
deceased.
Deceased. That means the dead person.
Okay,
The deceased.
the deceased.
This is a really important phrase because that's how you talk about the dead person at the funeral. You don't want to say the phrase the dead person. That's bad.
Okay,
You want to say the deceased. That's what's good. Okay? The deceased.
okay, the deceased.
Good point.
Yeah. You also, so we don't want to say the dead person. What you want to say is the person who died.
And I think it's also a typical euphemism.
Yeah, a euphemism. Exactly.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
say the dead person. That's bad. Say the person who died or the deceased.
Okay. Euphemism.
So, Jennifer, what do you think are the differences in explaining death to younger children versus older children?
I think for the younger children, it's better to describe something have more interesting aspect. But for the elder children, for the older children, I think we can let them know the natural way about the death.
Okay. So the older kids can know the natural process.
Process.
But what did you say? The younger kids need you to describe something. What did you say?
Something related to the hope, the life, and the
Okay.
interesting things to explain.
Okay, so it has to be interesting and related to their lives.
Yes.
But the older kids can know the more like clear-cut process that happens.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's a good
more
distinction. A good distinction.
Here I want to explain more because when I was a child, my grandfather passed away, and I was not forbidden to follow the funeral with my parents because we are too young. We were too young at that time, so we just stayed at home.
Okay. So do you think that was good or bad?
I think it's not good for us to have the concept about death because till now I still afraid of the death. Since I chose
Okay.
this topic, I want to cancel this class.
once you saw what it was about.
Yes, you're right.
Well, I'm glad you didn't because this is a good process of how to talk about it.
Yes.
Maybe talking about it in English can also help because it's kind of an English practice also, right? It's not only about death.
Yes. Sometimes we avoid this topic.
Yeah. So this is good. Like this is a practicality.
Mm-hmm.
Practicality. Take an English lesson about death and then you can kind of talk about death also. It's a practicality.
Okay, thank you.
Elon,
Yeah.
do you think it's better to be serious or more lighthearted during a memorial service?
I think it's very hard to say. I think we should
Mm-hmm.
we should deal with the case. Deal with case. Depend on their emotion. If the child if the kids are too young to understand or suffer by the emotion, I think it's better to tell them the things in sometimes later. You, you know I if
Okay, so it might be better to tell them later.
yeah, and because I think maybe they can't understand something in some bad emotion. I think it will hurt them. Yeah, I think it's harmful for
Okay,
them.
so it might be better to stay lighthearted so the lighthearted might help them have good memories.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is also a way to make them to build a right concept about death. But if the child
Okay.
is good, is old enough, or is good enough to understand the natural process of death, I think it's okay for them to join the progress of some some.
So it kind of depends. It depends on the specific child, right?
Yeah, that's it. Here we go.
Okay, so let's both have you share. So Jennifer, you go first. In your opinion, what's the best way to get closure after losing someone you care about?
Here I have one question, teacher. Get closure means what? Can you please explain? Thank you.
To accept what's happened. To accept what's happened
yes.
and keep living.
In my case, I prefer to back to the ordinary life and let me involve my business and my ordinary daily life. Then maybe I will forget this kind of things, and after maybe several months it will be open.
What we can say is get back into your routine.
Yes.
Get back into your routine. That's what you mean about the daily life.
Yes.
So maybe like focusing on small things.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think, Elon? What's the best way to get closure?
Yeah, I totally agree with this opening. I think is we should we should tell the child and help them to build a good concept that death is a natural process of life. So we should get back into our routine, and but in other ways we can build some memorial and honor them in some special during some special days, such as a festival or the vacation. I think it's good for kids to accept the death. Yeah.
Okay. So we could get back to our daily life and try to do normal stuff. We could build the concept that death is natural, so it's not bad. And we could also make a memorial.
Yeah.
So I would say that maybe the best way to get closure is also to talk with friends and family. Just to talk.
Yeah.
That's a good way also. Yeah. Just to share thoughts and feelings.
Yeah. I think it's very important to
don't keep it to yourself. Share it.
Yeah, I think it's very important for the members of the family to open-minded and talk about something about the diseases. I think it's very and try to tell them it's very natural. It's very important.
Yeah, it's natural and it's normal.
Yeah.
Okay, so today we reviewed some things parents can do to encourage their kids to talk about death of a loved one. So be sure to review the information and vocabulary words after class because it's going to help you remember kind of the specifics that we talked about. Okay? So does anyone have anything to add? Jennifer, anything to add? Or any questions?
No, thank you. No
And
question,
Elon,
thank you.
you have any questions or anything to add?
No, I have learned a lot about
Uh,
death.
Okay.
I'm very appreciate your lesson.
Yeah, this was it was a strange class, but it was good. I think that we were able to discuss some good things. So please give me a score, and I'll
Okay,
see you
thank
next
you
time.
so much.
Okay?
Okay,
Okay,
All right.
thank
Bye,
you,
Jennifer.
teacher.
Nice to meet you.
bye,
Bye, Elon.
Bye bye.
bye.